Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Very Dead Gaming. I'm Very Dead, and I am working on getting the components for a engineered ship, and what I'm looking for is Core Dynamics Composite. I've had pretty much no problems finding everything else, and I've just been flying around, and what really started me looking for them was I was in a system that was just dropping high-grade emissions with Core Dynamics Composites all over the place, and I was collecting them. I collected 40 in probably less than an hour, and since then, because I then decided to look for them, and that's the curse of this game, is when you finally decide to look for something, it dries up and you can't find them. So I've spent the last 2 game sessions looking for them for a total of about 6 hours, and I think I have found maybe 12 in those 6 hours. And yesterday was an absolute bust. I live streamed, played for about 2 hours. I found 2 high-grade emissions. That's it. That's all that spawned. And I was trying everything in the book, you know. I would change the instance. I was trying different systems. Nothing. They just weren't dropping yesterday. So, then yesterday evening, I decided to try my hand at it again. And I managed to find 2 high-grade emissions in about an hour of play. And they dropped, I think, 12 more units. So, basically where I'm at right now, let me just pull it up for you guys. So here is my engineering shopping list. And the red X's here are what I still need. And at the top of the list here is Core Dynamics Composites. I need 80 units of that. I now have 64. And it's been a slow progression, but the biggest problem with it is I wouldn't mind if it took the time that it takes if it wasn't so game player independent. So basically, all I have to do is just sit and wait for random unknown signal sources to spawn, and then I have to then look at them, and if they're high-grade emission, then I drop into them, and if I'm lucky, I'll get a Core Dynamics Composite, or 1 or 2, and I've been extremely lucky in a couple where I've gotten 5. And there's 3 units per item that you pick up, so that's 15 Core Dynamics Composites in 1 USS, and that's more than I've gained in 2 days of gaming. And what I've done is I've narrowed it down to, you got to be in a really high population system so that those USSs spawn a lot, but I'm getting so few high-grade emissions. I maybe get 1 every hour, and it's maddening is what it is. So I'm going to do that again today. I'm going to drive you guys nuts, I'm sure. But please feel free to join into the conversation. Any ideas on how you think it should be improved? I have some thoughts on the whole thing, but on the other hand, Frontier seems to only do what they want to do, and they don't seem to listen to us when we ask for certain things in the game. Or they do listen, but it takes them forever to implement. So here we go. I'm just getting back out into space, and we're gonna fly around looking for Core Dynamics Composites in high-grade emissions, unknown signal sources, I guess is what we're looking for. And if the last 2 days are any indication, it's gonna be, I may get 2 in the next hour and a half. Or 2 hours, and I'm thinking I'm going to keep at it for about 2 hours, and we'll see where we're at. And bear with me, guys. I'm also trying to test test my microphone, and I can't. There's no way I can hear it unless I listen to my stream. So, all right. Because the last couple of days I've been on, and I've been getting this awful crackle in my microphone, and so now I'm gun shy and I check it every time. But it only seems to show up when I go live with the stream. So I think it's some sort of software glitch. And all I'm doing now is I'm going to go into Super Cruise and I'm going to fly around in circles basically for probably the next 2 hours. I found a system here. I'll just, before I do that, take a look at this is the type of system that I have the most luck in. If you look here, it's the state is none. The government really doesn't matter. The allegiance matters. Federation. Population really matters. 27 billion. This is one of the biggest systems in the game. And but the state, either none or election. But election, I couldn't find any systems over 7 billion in the entire galaxy that were federation in the election state. So this is where we're at. Security, I think this might have an effect, but I'm not sure. I think maybe high security will drop more, but per USS, per high-grade emission, you might get more Core Dynamics Composites, but I haven't been able to test nor prove that. So that's the type of system that you're looking for. You want Federation, huge population, at least over 10 billion, and security. Oh, and then, I mean, the state of none, and security may be high or medium. But don't quote me on the security, because I haven't been able to determine either way if that makes any difference at all. Just small sample size. I haven't, even in 6 hours, I haven't gotten enough. Alright, so all I'm going to do is just kind of fly away from this station, and what I'm actually going to do is I'll look for another here. There we go. I'll just fly over to Falling Orbital. There we go. Oh, here, let me slow it down. Alright, so I don't want that. Alright, so I got another one. And now it's maddening because I want high-grade emissions, and they freaking never, ever spawn. I'm thinking I'm now at like 1 out of every 30 USSs is high-grade emissions. I mean, that's far too low. 1 out of 30. And that's in systems that are ideal for dropping them. And it doesn't matter where you go, like, to me, it's snake oil. People say, oh, fly 2,000 light seconds out. It's bullshit. It's still 1 out of 30 I'm getting for high-grade emissions. It takes hours. I've gone, some people say, oh, 2,000 light or 200 light seconds up from the orbital plane, and then 1,000 light seconds out. Bullshit. It doesn't change anything. It's just a waste of time. I mean, I tried all that yesterday, a couple of hours, and I got 2. So it's just a horrible grind. If you get lucky, and like I was in a system the other day, I didn't do anything different, and I got 5 HGEs in a row. 5 in like a matter of 5 minutes. And all of them had Core Dynamics Composites. And then it dried up just as quickly, and I never got another one again in that system. And I flew around for almost 6 hours. Ridiculous. So I guess there's just no rhyme or reason to it. And anybody that says otherwise just hasn't done it enough. It's you get random hot streaks, and then you get nothing for seemingly forever. And this is all I get degraded and encoded, and I get them by the thousands, and I don't want them. And then I get a lot of combat aftermath and distress calls up the yin yang. But so that's what, 6 USSs so far, and none of them are high grade. But I'm pretty sure the ratio is about 30 to 1 I'm getting right now. That's 7. That's 8. So 0 for 8 so far. So I'm about 2,000 light seconds out. This is like the common wisdom, is that this is where you're going to get high grade emissions. And I'm going to tell you right now, common wisdom is horseshit. It doesn't work. It doesn't change the drop rate at all. I've been keeping count. So I've had 9 signal sources. Hey Ultima, how you doing? I'm gathering Core Dynamics Composites, and it is a grind. But I've been trying to keep track of the systems I'm in, and that's 9 USSs so far, and not a high grade emissions. I'm looking for those high grade emissions, and they just do not drop. Yeah, I hear ya. I was at Sol the other day. I spent about 6 hours there and didn't get one. So, and I've found quite a few, but it's pretty well random. Let me show you here. So, I need 80. This is my shopping list for my engineer, the ship that I'm engineering. I need 80 Core Dynamics Composites. Since I started looking for them, I found 64. But that's probably... Yep. Yes, that's exactly what I did, Ultima, and I didn't find a single high-grade emission, not one. In probably about... and yesterday I did it too. In 2 hours of gameplay, I got 2 high-grade emissions in 2 hours. Yep, exactly. Yeah, I mean, I followed the exact, I mean, every tutorial out there tells you what to do, and I found that doing that is no different than just randomly flying around the system. Hey, Zoladair. Ace. How you doing? Just suffering through it. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, it's all nonsense. They drop when they drop, and you know, I think it's just, that's kind of like the gambler's fallacy, that whatever they did when they won, that's what they do again. Yeah, well, you know what I do is, hey, how are you? Welcome. Yeah, I just kind of loop through. So I've had 9 drop. None of them were high grades. I will be for sure switching systems before too long. But the key is there's very few that have such a high population and that are in the state that you want. There's another one. Come on. Encoded. So that's 0 for 10. And I'm just trying to keep count of how many. And usually, if I hit 30 without one, I switch systems because they're just not dropping. And I mean, and it's completely random. There's just no rhyme or reason to it. Hey, Malcolm, welcome back. Yeah, I hear you, but yeah, that's a 0 for 11. So I'm getting drops. I'm just not getting high grade emissions. It's when I hit 0 for 30, the system is a bust. Because I would say on average, I'm hitting between every 20 USSs to every 30 is high grade emissions, nothing more. And that's pretty much been the standard in every system I've been in so far. I randomly do come across systems that are no different than the ones I'm in right now. And like I was near a planet the other day, and I got 5 high grades within about 5 minutes. And it doesn't matter how far from the star I am. I'm 2,000 light seconds right now. But it makes no difference. I've been thoroughly testing it. And it's completely random when they drop. There's nothing that makes them drop more than anything else. I've been timing it, and I've been counting the drops, and then I came across, like I was going to say, I came across an anomalous system that I was near a planet, and I was looking for something else, and I got a high grade emission. So of course, I never pass them up when they drop because they're so few and far between for me. And it had 5 Core Dynamics Composites in it, 5 units, so 15. So I took it. Malcolm, I appreciate it, but it makes no difference. Believe me, I've tried it. I've been even further out than that. There we go. Get another one. Let's see. Come on, high grade. Nope. Convoy dispersal pattern. All right, great. But what I found is that there's just no rhyme or reason to it. So back to my story. So I get the Core Dynamics Composite, and I'm trying to get to the planet, and so then I get back into Super Cruise, and bam, another high grade pops, and it's Core Dynamics. I got 5 of them within a span of about 10 minutes, and so I thought, oh, this system is great for it. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing, and I'm gonna just look for high grades. I spent another 4 hours in that system, and not another one dropped, not a single one. It was maddening. I was so angry I wanted to throw my keyboard through the window. But anyways, so I'm in those 5 minutes I gathered 40, or in those 10 minutes I gathered 40 Core Dynamics Composites, and it's been another probably 6 hours of gameplay, and I have only obtained another 12. So degraded. So that's 12. 0 for 12. And I've just been keeping track just a little tally. Every system I get in, I count how many of those signal sources I have to get before a high grade drops, and my average is about 22. It takes 21 on average before that 22nd one, and then I get high grade emissions. So I mean, and that's my average. It's been higher in some, lower in others, much lower in others. But I already have some systems queued up to try, and I'm pretty near all the big ones. So let me take a look here. Oh, hang on a second. Of course, as soon as I stop looking, I get a signal source. Distress call. So that's 13. 0 for 13. Lovely. So let me pull it back up here. So basically what I'm looking for is super high population systems, but you don't really want them in boom, because that's when you only get the proto-radiolic alloys. You don't get... They don't drop Core Dynamics Composites. So this place, their status is none, and I think this one here is none. Let me see, HR, yeah, and then those are the systems that I have the most luck in. But it's just been a slog. I mean, I know everybody has. We've all tried all these things where we're. Well, maybe if I do this, or maybe if I do that. I just think it's everything is just fooling yourself. That you're just yes, I'll keep trying. I think I'm at that stage where I've tried just about everything over I don't know, probably 18 hours of gameplay total, and nothing helps. And I think some of us are just very unlucky. I think I was really lucky to get those 40 in like 10 minutes, and but I don't think that is typical. So all right, so I'm 0 for 13, and now the drop rate has really fallen off. And I'm about 5,000 light seconds out. Yep, I've been stocking up, so I have been doing a lot of grade 5s just to find them, and I have a lot, but I don't have. I need so many of these Core Dynamics Composites that it's just like I need all my modified embedded firmware, and you can't trade that. You have to have the manufactured materials to trade, and I know I have like proto radiolics. I have a bunch of those and I don't need them. Yeah, I'll get there eventually. Here, I'll, if I don't get distress call. All right, so that's 14, 0 for 14. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'll full throttle, and we'll get as far away from here as we can. We'll try that. I tried it yesterday and it didn't make a difference. I was getting distress calls even way the hell out there, believe it or not. And convoy dispersal patterns I was getting. I was like, really? They're gonna be this far out? All right. All right, I'm gonna hold you to it. We're gonna try it. So I'm 0 for 13. I won't stop until yeah, that's right. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. I'm gonna try. Is it Lucci? If I mangled that, I'm sorry, but thank you. I tried. Yes, Thargoid. All right, so here we go. Let me just slow it down. Oh, it disappeared. I was going too fast. Signal source gone. All right, so we're at 22,000. Well, we'll see. What I've been loot. Okay, thank you, loot. I appreciate the pronunciation correction. I always find it's important to say people's names correctly. It's just one of those things for me. But thank you for letting me know how to say your name correctly, Loot. Malcolm, I think you are fooling yourself, but hey, that's the human condition right there. So yeah, see, I'm just going too fast to hit those. So all right, so I'm at 37. I'm just gonna skip them for now. All right, so now I'm at about here, let me just mark the main star. Then I don't have to keep going back. All right, so 45,000 light seconds. Oh, well, thank you. Yes, Solidaire, you are exactly correct. All right, so 63,000 light seconds. We're almost to that Malcolm's magic 100,000. We'll give it a try. Since I was doing I was 0 for 13 in well, that's one thing that I need to get better at. I enjoy killing Thargoids. I'm not very good pilot though, so it's a little difficult. My skills are getting better. It just takes me too long. I take too much damage, and then if I don't get lucky, I'm just not consistent enough with taking them on. All right, 95,000 light seconds, and we're just gonna keep rolling. All right, there we are. All right, time to throttle down. We're at 100,000 light seconds. All right. There's my first signal source. You better be right here. Distress call! 0 for 14. And I never, I didn't know that. I never even bothered to try to kill them until the last update. So I don't know anything easier, but all I know is that when I watched some of the solo videos, it didn't work that way. It was like, yeah. I had to adapt because it was like, these guys they're reversing away, and only the swarm is following. Where when I was reversing away, the swarm and the Thargoid were following, and I would get, as the swarm caught up to me, the Thargoid would catch up to me, and I would get a double whammy with the lightning and the swarm. Anyways. Alright, so going a little too fast, we're going to ease it back. There we go. I'm talking and not paying attention. Alright, so we'll set a filter here. There we go. And we'll just wait. So what are you killing? Are you just going for all the different types of interceptors, or are you going after the new one, the Hydra? There it is. Alright. 0 for 15! So remember, I'm gonna abandon this system when I hit 30 if I don't get one in 30 drops. Yeah, I've done Cyclops solo. I can kill those. But I haven't tried a Basilisk yet, but I think I will try that. I think I have a decent enough ship that I can at least, even if I can't kill it, I won't die right away. But Medusas, they just seem too scary to me, and forget Hydras. I mean, I don't think I could even run from a Hydra. It would kill me before I ran if I shot at it. So, all right, so we'll just ease back off, and we'll take a look at. So when you are going after Cyclops, what ship do you use? What's your preferred weapon, I guess I would say? I can take out a Cyclops pretty quickly with the Guardian Shard cannons. I can just use that. And you just get up close and take them out. So that's 16. 0 for 16. I'd be willing to do that. That sounds like a lot of fun. Thargoid Sunday. Is that you just go on a happy bug hunt every Sunday? Is that what you do? You get a bunch of guys together and there's another one. That's 0 for 17. That sounds good to me. Just write that down real quick. All right. Sundays are usually pretty busy for me, but if I can make it, I will make it. That sounds like a fun thing. Oh, there it is! High grade emission. So it took 17. The number 17 was high grade. There, let me just get past it a bit. All right. I will do that. Yes. Arch's faith. All right, so we got a high grade. There they are. How many do we get? Okay, very nice. All right, Malcolm. That's better than I've done in the last hour, so thanks. I'm gonna do it. All right, thanks, Loot. I'll see you around. Yes, I am. I'm almost. That sounds like a lot of fun. It probably is. I really enjoy killing the Thargoids, so that'll be great. Fly dangerously. Have a good one. All right. So I ended up getting a couple here, and I'm pretty pleased with the whole. So the first one I got was at 111,000 light seconds out. Okay, so we reset the counter, and reset my filter. All right. So we're getting there. That was 9 more. That puts me at 73, and I just need to get to 80, and then this nasty search can stop. Oh, there it is. Okay, 1. 0 for 1. So that was actually a quicker drop than I usually get, but pretty close to that 20 that I was, that 1 in 20 average, and I think that's really where it is. And I don't really see any way of getting, other than, you know, just kind of random dumb luck, of getting any more of that. All right. I got a nice early start this morning, which was, my morning cleared up. Usually it's my morning is a total mess, but hey guys, I am gonna I'll be right back. I just yeah, my morning cleared up and I forgot something, so I will be right back. All right, all taken care of. All right. We'll get rolling here again. Oh, look at that. Malcolm, you may be onto something here. I may have to eat my words. Which, of course, wouldn't be the first time. All right. So that was basically the second one. There we go. More core dynamics. That's what we want. I got it. Oops. What the hell happened there? My throttle stopped working. I've done it, but I've never had any sort of results. So, but maybe this is the first time I've gotten the system type right, as well as the distance. Because there's, I've been a little bit more methodical about it this time. I've kept a lot more notes than I usually do, and unfortunately, there was only one in here. But I'll take it. Back to it. And ease back off the throttle there. And you know, the one thing that really bums me out is, like, I had two USSs in that single screen, and I just wish the other one would still be there when you popped out back into Super Cruise, so you could hit it again instead of then having to fly. I think you're right. A couple of other options drop off the table, and and so you're right. You just have a fewer other types to worry about. Degraded. That's 2. Yeah, I don't think I'm near that yet. 119. So yeah, and I'll turn back around and head back into 100. But hopefully I will have everything I need before we get out there. That's 3. Getting a lot of degraded. and I'm at 76. Yeah, so I just need 4 more. So 2 more, and then I can finish with this nonsense. Okay. Damn it. That's 4. It has been a slog to get 80 Core Dynamics Composites. And the whole purpose of doing this is I want to engineer I just got a new Alliance Crusader. Let me find it. All right. And this is what I want to engineer it to be. So it's you know, basically it's a fighting Crusader. It's engineered to be anti-Thargoid. It's got the Guardian stuff on it and a lot of hull reinforcements. I opted to not use the Guardian reinforcements because I think the just the standard ones are better. I obviously don't give you resistance to the caustic damage, but you can just burn that off. So I didn't feel like it was a priority. I wanted just, you know, more hull, and so this is pretty good. It's the hull it's an Alliance Crusader. It's over 5,000 points, and then the shield it's you know, again, shields are not quite as important against Thargoids as the hull is, so I didn't really push that too hard. Let me see, where are you? Yeah, you know what? And same with me. I can never find them. And I was looking for Core Dynamics and found a bunch of the improvised components. So I only needed 10, I think. Let me double check that. Yeah, so I only needed 10, and I found them in one system. So I figured that's okay. And I believe I found those in it was a federal system in an election state in a high-grade emission. If you want to give that a try. You know, there's so much information about where to find what in this game, and half the time it doesn't work. So about 122,000 light seconds out. And this should be number 6. Number 6 or number... I'll say 6. It was either 6 or 7. I'll say 6. So I had 2 quickly. And now it looks like I'm coming back down to that... although I am averaging right now under every 20, so I would say it's probably every 12 to 13 is my average right now. And that beats what I was doing yesterday, which was like every 22. So while not great, that's better than where I was at, and I'll take it. But, you know, the other thing is this. With engineering, it never ends. So, you know, I have to do this. I think is probably the most horrible thing that you have to do in the game is these USSs. After this is done, I have them all covered, and then I have to get all these rare raw material. So I'm going to be doing a lot of mining, or surface prospecting. So that's what my next step is. And I think there's a can't remember the name of the place. I'll have to look it up. It's a crash ship that has Anaconda, and it drops like antimony and tungsten and all those good things. All right, so that's 7. Speed up. And then yeah, that's the place, I think, isn't it? The hey Scrappy, how you doing? That's where that crashed Anaconda is. I've been there before. Yeah. That's okay. Now back to oh, there was a signal source right there. Did you see that pop right in front of me? I've gone there several times, and it gives you those rare materials, and that you could prospect for hours and hours and hours and not get them. Okay, and it's stress goal. So that's 0 for 8. So we'll just keep going. Oh, another new one, right? Where is it? Yeah, that crashed Anaconda. I one time I went there, and I was mode switching, and I switched, and there was a guy there in I don't know, like a federal assault ship, and I had already dismissed my ship. He just destroyed my SRV for no apparent reason. I tried to make conversation with the guy, and he just flew right up. He was like flew right up to me and killed me in my SRV. Like, well, open gameplay strikes again. And I typically, when I play in open, I don't have any problem. Like for those things, you don't want to end up in somebody else's instance in open, because they're gonna grab all the materials, or you're gonna be fighting over them. And so I'll just switch back and forth between private and solo when I'm gathering materials like that. All right, so that's 9. 0 for 9 so far. And I just need one more. Yep, exactly. Exactly. This game knows. That's 10. It does feel that way sometimes. Come on. High grade. Show your face. Encoded. Okay, so that's 11. I think I'm going to turn back around, head back in toward the star. I'm at about 130,000 and seems to have completely dried up. So this is apparently this is the Elite Dangerous Engineer Fraternity. This is your initiation. It's you have to fly endlessly in circles. Hey there, Vert. Welcome to the show. We're just waiting for the random number generator to give me high-grade emissions, so that I can get my last couple of Core Dynamics Composites. I need 5 more, or 4 more. So I just need one more drop. That's it. But they have dried up. I'm engineering a ship to kill the Thargoids and or fight. Mostly it's the scouts. I'm trying the Alliance Crusader, and so I made a shopping list, and here we go. So you can take a look here, and these are the materials I need, and this is what I'm looking for right now. I needed 80. I'm at 76, and so that should be coming pretty quick. I have all the others, and then I have to go grab all of these raw materials. So, which should be a little bit faster because I'm going to head out to that crashed Anaconda site that has all those good raw materials. I'm not getting anything here. There's one. Where are you? Oops. Degraded. So that's 12. 0 for 12 on this next run. So yeah, it's gonna make me wait, is what it's gonna do. So painful. So very, very painful. So, hopefully I'll have my my little ship engineered for Sunday, and I can try it out with a group of people. All right, where are you? Way over here. That's 12. All right, Malcolm. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the invite. I will hopefully see you guys on Sunday. Have a good one. That's 12. The longest I went was 17 in this system. This is, I think, the worst part of this game. It really is. It's awful. This gameplay, if they could just get rid of it completely, I would almost be willing to do anything else to get Core Dynamics Composites. What's that? 14. You would think if they are part of Federation ships, you could just go destroy Federation ships and they would drop. But I did that. I destroyed... I went to one of those conflict zones, and I destroyed probably 30 or 40 Federation ships, and I got everything else, but no Core Dynamics Composites dropped. Not a single one. But I mean, even now, this isn't dropping now. I mean, I got a couple, but again, it's kind of falling into that same pattern where you just don't get anything. I mean, I'm not getting any sort of signal sources here. I think that is 14. Go for 14. Go for 15. But at least I'm starting to get some signal sources here. They were kind of dry for a while there. And I guess you have to take a positive wherever you can find it when you're doing this, because, I mean, I thought I hated surface prospecting. This is even worse. But I really want this engineered ship, so you know, here I am suffering through it. That's 16. Go for 16. And what that count is how many unknown signal sources I have come across, and then they're not being high-grade emissions. So that's 16 in a row that were not what I was looking for. 17. So we've now equaled the longest dry spell in this system that I've had. Come on. I'm due a high-grade emissions. Let's go. But back to the ship that I'm trying to get is, or that I'm going to engineer. All right, so that is 18. 0 for 18. So the new longest dry spell in this system. I think the best way to rank up your combat rank is to that's 19. 0 for 19. Is to kill those Thargoid scouts. You really, it bumps up your rank very quickly compared to fighting NPCs, and they're fairly easy to find, Thargoid scouts. So you just drop in, and I think, I can't remember who told me, it might have been you, Malcolm, that the threat level 8 Thargoid non-human signal sources can hold up to 12 scouts, and that's a big chunk of a percent, I think, if not 1% total. I'm not sure, but I think you also told me it takes like over 1,600. All right, so that is what, 21? No, I said 18, 19, 20. I think that's 19 actually. So we're at 19 without a signal source, which is ridiculously sad. 19 unknown signal sources in a system that's supposed to drop high-grade emissions more commonly than any other system, and this will be number 20. Yeah, that's 20. 0 for 20. Well, let me check the system. Maybe the state changed on me while I was flying. Nope, it's still none. Federation, 27 billion, medium security. So none is a pretty good one for dropping Core Dynamics Composites, but it hasn't really helped me at all in getting high-grade emissions. All right, I just blew past something here, unfortunately. My biggest problem is that high grades don't drop, and when they do, I'm getting the Core Dynamics, but this would be, what, 21 without a frickin' high-grade emission. And if I go in a system and I go 30 without getting a high grade, I abandon that system. It's done. It's played out. And so we're almost there. Oh, going too fast. Let's ease off the throttle there. We're at 21 without without a high grade. All right, where are you at? There you go. That's 22 without a high grade dropping. And now we're at 113,000 kilolight seconds, or 113,000 light seconds out. That's just ridiculous. That's 23. So this system is looking played out. So that's 23 signal sources without a high grade emission dropping. That's pathetic. But it's pretty close to my average, which has been 22. So you figure you're gonna get a dry spell where things don't happen, and it's gonna be a little bit farther. Yeah, that's degraded. Yes, that cheat sheet is correct, but you can't get Core Dynamic Composites in a boom system, which is what I'm looking for. So I can't go to a boom system, unfortunately. So yeah, you'll get more high grades, but the trade-off is then I won't get any of the materials I want. And I guess I could stock up on the protos, because that's what you'll get in a boom system. You get the proto radiolic alloys and such. And that's 24. The problem is that I need a high grade emission, but I need a high grade emission that drops core dynamic compounds or composites. And in a boom system, high grades never drop them. It's always the proto alloys and whatever proto heat radiators and all that good stuff. So the best bet for core dynamics is usually a system in a none state for the controlling faction, and then occasionally civil war will work, but the populations in those have been much too low. So you don't get that low population counteracts the boom system buff in the spawn rate. Yeah, proprietary composites and proto stuff. That's pretty much what I always get. And I may, if maybe 1 in 12 high grade emissions in a boom system would drop like 1 Core Dynamics composite. So time suck is just exactly the same. I mean, you end up spending the same amount of time and end up with less Core Dynamics composites. At least that's been in my experience. I just think there's no way to make it stop. It's just a grind, and there's no matter how you approach it, unless you just happen to be lucky, and like I was the other day, you're not going to get them quickly. And unfortunately, I needed a boatload. I didn't just need 20, I needed 80. And alright, so this would be what, 24? 24 without a... We're almost to 30. We've got 6 more to go. I've not found any method that is better at getting these than another. They're all pretty much, they all suck. They all take forever. But on my way out, I hit 2 high-grade emissions, and then I went probably the same distance past that last one, and now I've turned back around and I've hit 24 signal sources. This will be 25. 25 signal sources without a high-grade dropping. Data mine. Isn't that you have to do the wake scanning? I found that goes really fast. When you go to, what is it, the outbreak systems where people are jumping in and out. and you just scan all the ships that jump out. But yes, I agree. Just as awful. And again, no, there's no way to get those. What are you engineering that needs those? I've forgotten what they're used for. That's 26. Or no, 27, I'm sorry. Ah, frameshift drive, that's right. I think that was 26. I don't want to jump too soon. I think that's the problem. I want to get out of this system. This is just hurting me. It really is. This is so painful. Oh. Just sitting around waiting for these random things to drop. Hey! So 27 was the magic number that time. Now, let's see if I get what I need. I just need 2 Core Dynamics Composites. 2! So that was 27 between high grades that time. What an awful, awful game. This whole gameplay thing is ridiculously bad. And unfortunately, I had to do it because I acquired all the other materials playing. All right, here we go. Only 1, so not enough. I'm going to be 1 short. Piece of crap. Yep. So I'll have 79. So I have to fly for another hour for 1 more. I think I have enough to trade for that one, so yeah, I found 40 Core Dynamics Composites in about 10 minutes about 4 days ago because I wasn't looking for them. I was actually you know what I was looking for was these stupid Thargoid signal sources and for one of my missions, and they just wouldn't drop, but I kept getting high grades instead. And so I kept dropping into the high grades. All right, so I have 1 left, and I know I can easily... Yep, there we go. I can just trade for that. So we're good. All right, so this crazy search is over. Time to head back. I'm going to just head back home. Because there's no place like home. And that way when I'll go out looking for materials, I might switch to a different ship to get those other materials. So well, actually I could use this one. So I think I have a good idea of what I want to do. So I'm gonna head out to that Anaconda. I don't have enough time today to do it, Um, so let me. I don't remember the. I didn't bookmark the system. Damn it! I'm gonna have to look it up. Yeah, this one does not. I might take out the Crusader that I'm gonna kit out. I might just bring that out, fly it a bit. But this one has such a great jump range. That's pretty much why I use it all the time. I'm over 60 light years, and it's not really even optimized for maximum distance. But thank the random number Jesus, that is over. Yeah, clippers are... I don't actually have one in my inventory at the moment. I had one a while back, and just for testing, and I didn't keep it. Didn't... Alright. I feel like mission accomplished today. Finally got all the... I'll trade. I think I have a manufactured material... Oh no, it's a data trader here, so I'll trade for it in a bit. Yeah, Chieftain is good. I have a Crusader that I'm thinking of using. But we'll see. Typically I use this because it has such a long jump range. I can get pretty much anywhere in 1 or 2 jumps. Little too fast coming in there. But it's a pig to fly. It's awful. Everything I fly after I've been in this for a while just seems so snappy and maneuverable. Pretty much anything. I think I am gonna this has really underpowered thrusters in it just for the lightweight, so it's just not really fun to fly. But that's the point. Is it's an point A to point B in shortest amount of time kind of thing. Maximum jump range, all other performance be damned. I'm feeling such a sense of relief that that is over with. And now I can start thinking about getting excited about engineering that ship. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. I can get to anywhere quickly. And I put up with the grind of the engineering, because once I get the ship that I want, that's when I have the fun that I want to have. It's just, there's kind of this high price gateway to get to what you want. And it's a lot of time and a lot of boredom. All right. So I managed to get.
Landing complete.
Let me just check that out.
Welcome to our starport, Commander.
I think this is a data encoded material trader. So what I need is the manufactured materials trader. But so I'm just one short, and that's what I love about this. Is ED Engineer. Great little software package that for engineering that I wouldn't ever engineer without it. It just makes everything easy. It keeps your list right in front of you. It keeps you focused on task, and makes it very simple. And then when these things light up blue, they tell you, hey, you have enough materials that you can trade at a material trader. So, 5 military supercapacitors, boom, and I'm done. So I have, as you can see, I have a bunch of grade 5s of these others. And what this also tells me is it'll tell you if you, yeah, that's a good idea. What I've found, though, is that high-grade USS, when I am in close in a system and I'm doing other things, they pop all the time. I mean, it's just when I'm physically looking for them, they never show up. It's well, it's just the way of the world, I guess. So the next thing I'm doing is I'm just gonna go to a manufactured material trader, which is nearby. I'm gonna trade for the one here, so that's checked off my list, and then it's heading out to, and this is what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm just gonna go out to that crashed Anaconda. I know it spawns antimony, selenium, I think, and arsenic. And tungsten. So I'm just gonna keep getting those materials, and then whatever I can't get there, I think I'm just gonna trade other materials for. I have a ton of other raw materials that I can trade for. It's just these are grade 4s and grade 3s, and I just don't have enough to trade to get them. So that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. That's going to do it for me today. Thank you guys for keeping me company on the grind. It made it so much more bearable that someone could listen to me piss and moan about it, and also giving me different ideas so that I just distract myself to try other methods. I would say that all the methods I tried, they don't really help. It has to do with random generation, and it looks like it's helping if you change and then you get one, but again, if you do it long enough, I think it all evens out eventually. I was out, we did that 120,000 or 100,000 light seconds out, and I got 2 high grades immediately, and then nothing at all for another almost 30 USSs. So it's right on average. It puts me right in that 18 to 20 range that high grades were dropping. So it's just next time I have to engineer a ship, I know what I'm in for. It's going to be a grind. The other thing is, what I've learned from all of this is, if you ever come across a high grade, no matter where it's at, never skip it. Always drop in and get the materials, because when you actually are looking for them, they're a bitch to find. Thank you guys for watching. I'm very dead. I'll be back on tomorrow morning. Playing more Elite Dangerous. We're heading out to the Anaconda, the crashed Anaconda, to mine raw materials. I will see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a good one, you guys.